guys, Xephina here, and as you can see, we are going to be watching and reacting to the new Standard Size video. I am so excited. I'm sorry if my hair looks a hot mess. I had to go shopping earlier and stand outside for 20 minutes in the wind, and it will not do anything else, so I'm just gonna have to deal with my hair. But this video is called Putting Others First, Selfishness versus Selflessness Redux. Interesting. I am very much so looking forward to this. Obviously, we're hearkening back to the wedding episode, or the judge episode where he was told to go to the wedding. That being said, this video is 51 minutes long, which means my video is probably going to be close to an hour and a half to 2 hours long. So I'm going to stop rambling, and we're just going to get right into it. Other than that, I did, and I'll put this on screen now, notice that the thumbnail shows almost as if we're going to be seeing a lot of Roman and Patton butting heads. So I'm really interested to see how this all plays out. Hey guys, editor Xephina here. Only in editing my reaction and putting in the thumbnail did I notice something. We see Roman, Patton, Logan, Virgil, Deceit, and Remus in this character selection slot in the thumbnail, but there is a blank character slot. There's another side! Ah! I'm so sorry, but I had to put this in here. I did not notice that until I started editing. So that being said, take it away, Pass Xephina. That being said, let's go ahead and get into this. I need to mute my phone. Also, if you hear any weird noises in the background, it's probably my mother making dinner, and I'm sorry about that. Let's go. I'm excited. Okay, I'm seeing a video game graphic. Cool. Oh, 8-bit music. Word crush, huh?
Thomas! Oh my gosh, you made it!
Wait.
We're so happy to see you! How you doing, you beautiful man?
Is Virgil typing all this?
Call you beautiful. That was weird. My bad.
Roman?
You could call me beautiful, Mary Lee.
I always do beautiful.
We love each other, hence the marriage.
Anyway, what's new, Thomas? Anything exciting going on in your life?
Hey, you okay, buddy? You look real sad in this photo I just took.
Aw.
Probably out.
Now we have the couple for their first dance.
Oh, sorry, Thomas. Gotta go.
It was so great seeing you.
Just straight up, he's like, I was supposed to be at a callback today. Ooh, 8-bit. 8-bit infused intro. I'm here for this.
Guess who just got a callback for an
Alfred
Hitchcock Lucas movie? When is the callback? April 13th. He has a prior engagement that day.
The wedding.
Nobody's perfect. Except for Thomas. He loves his friends. I want to go to the callback.
I hereby sentence you to 1 day at the St. Clifford's Chapel on the day of Lee and Mary Lee's wedding.
What the f***, everybody? Now, kiddo, if you're gonna dish out F's, why don't we make them friendly hugs? F friends, Patton. Oh, wait, you're talking about friendly hugging your friends? No! Thomas, you should never... I mean, I'm surprised that you would say something like that about your friends. I always thought that when it came to your pals, that sort of language would be ineffable. Oh, it's very effable. It's effable as F with a situation this...
Thomas.
Stop! You're not at all
Thomas, buddy.
excited for them? With so much F-use
hey,
thrown
Roman.
about, I doubt there's much he'd like to F-use about. Right, what do you mean, am I not... Okay, you know what? Let's review. Let's do. Thank you.
I hope
Song.
we rhyme like this the whole way through.
I hope so too.
Yoo-hoo! So, let's start with the fact that the wedding was a total bust.
It was?
It was.
It's just that going didn't pay off quite like we discussed. You mustn't think that going to a wedding to support your friends would have any sort of self-serving ends.
I don't, but how about more than just hello?
Yeah, something's iffy. Glad you're with me. That the state of things is icky. Is there something here we're missing? Maybe. No! I mean, you know that we've gone through all of this before. We four had helped you make the proper choice of wedding over your... Spare me the rest. Yes, but callback for a film that could have been my break. Yeah, you could say. And no one wanted you to go more than that slimy snake who pushed to do the egocentric thing auditioning. Yeah, that's Deceit.
Oh, that's
so
really
hard to do it, left me lost at sea. If our goals align with this, what would that say? I felt forsaken. You were saying that we both have lost our way. But in your face I saw this pain, and so I made this choice. And now I have a restless head, and my dad I'll just feel this way. What way? The way a groom might feel if he just watched as his bride ran away. But you're gay. I'm saying if I made the right choice, why don't I feel right? You may not tonight, but in time you might. I don't know, I think this feeling's here to stay. It is a pity to admit he could have done more than just sitting at that wedding feeling. Quit reviewing. Okay. Boy, how could such an upsetting conversation happen in such a fun way?
Yeah, really.
Oh, why didn't they just talk to us more? Wait a minute. Why didn't I just talk to them before the wedding? I mean, I kind of brought that up before, but it got shut down faster than an Antarctic ice pop shop.
did.
So, oh my gosh, I'm so
thought
stupid.
I'd
I could have
do
just
ramen.
told them everything. If my one interaction with them was any indication, they obviously wouldn't have cared if I wasn't there at all.
Sounds like Virgil right there, a little bit.
Maybe so. Wait, are you having second thoughts about choosing to go to the wedding, Roman? Oh, no. Of course not. I just wish we could have known how they felt. Maybe it could have, I don't know, made things a little easier for us. Well, you know, hindsight is 20/20, so. Okay, but if you're a sighted person with less than 20/20 vision, you don't just ignore whatever you see in front of you. I see. We should start looking into ways to predict the future. No.
Sorry,
There
I'm
we go.
not
What
talking
I'm
much.
saying is I know Lee and Mary Lee. I can predict how they might act in specific situations. I know that they are very understanding people, and I should have used that knowledge. That would have been using foresight. But I didn't do that. So I
Well, you were so
made a
afraid of
decision with
being
a
selfish.
blindfold on.
Trying
But
to
in
get rid of
Patton's
Deceit.
defense, people are complicated, fickle things, aren't they? You think you know someone and then wham! Out of nowhere, they fill your apartment with feral cats, and now you're somehow responsible for the vet bills? You've got to give them away, but despite your cat allergy, you've endeared yourself to them, especially to Mrs. Snuffles. More like Mrs. Sniffles, because of the allergy.
What the heck, Roman? That was a very
Your
specific
point
analogy.
being, foresight isn't really the most reliable tool that we have. Cool, so we don't use it at all? We did use it. You've known Lee and Mary Lee for most of your life, and they've always lent a helping hand when you needed it. That's true. When your car broke down an hour out of town, who was the only person willing to come out and give you a jump? Mary Lee. I don't know what good she thought jumping would do. What you needed was somebody to fix your car. And Lee always had my back in high school after I came out. Exactly. Now here, they met up with you face to face to tell you about their wedding engagement. Biggest day of their lives. And they asked you if you could be there. I wasn't even like a groomsman or anything. Well, it's not Lee's fault that he has so many brothers. Catholics. Yeah, Catholics. Those baby-making Catholics. We didn't have the first clue how it would make them feel. You thinking about giving their wedding a pass, all because of a callback that really might not work out. And not that you're not a talented guy. No, yeah. Dame Judi Dench, or as I like to call her, Queen Groovy Bench, didn't land her first big Hollywood movie role until she was 61, so maybe they understand. But maybe they still really want you to go to the wedding and feel too guilty to say so. Or maybe you end up going to the wedding and they feel guilty seeing you there because they feel like they took a big opportunity away from you. But they wouldn't have felt that way. But we didn't know that. Foresight means thinking about every possibility. Talking to them about it could have been harmful. And this was our chance to be there for them when it counted.
Starting to see where the
Was
conflict's
not
coming
talking
from.
to them worth it, though? I don't know. Whatever happened to karma, you know? You do something good, good stuff happens to you. Right, yeah. Why is the saying, karma's a bitch? Why can't it be, karma is a very fair person? Why does their complexion matter?
World is not fair.
Unfortunately, life isn't always like your video games. Sometimes you can make all the good choices and still not get the good ending. I don't know if there even was a good ending to get. I'm pretty sure there was. For he's a jolly good fellow, which nobody can deny, which nobody can deny. Roman, that actually does sound jolly good. I mean, sure, it does sound very jolly, and we can all agree that you are a good fellow. Can we all agree on that? Oh, yes, I can. We can all. Okay. I understand now that I have been a little much the mayor of Muchkinland. Sure, when it comes to giving Thomas the third degree on his integrity. Right. And yeah, it is my job to keep you on Santa's nice list. But I haven't been making you feel very nice. I don't want to make you think you're some stupid, dirty, rotten, filthy, silly, Billy, no good for nothing, white, rat, scoundrel bitch. Okay, thank you, Roman, for your help. You're welcome. I'm done asking, is Thomas a good person? I'm just here now to help you be as good as a good bud should. Okay, well, that's a relief. I think. So yeah, you are a good fella, but not every good fella gets a big award. Only Joe Pesci. Well, what do we get? Sometimes it's just this. A bagel? What? No, maybe. No, nothing. It's nothing. Aww. Sometimes you can't get anything because a lot of the time, people need something more than you do. Like, let's say you pass by some sort of stop where you can buy games. A game store. You mean the internet? I'm not going outside. Oh, come on, Roman. Video games mean so much indoor time that they should cost a little outdoor time, don't you think? Anyway, you see a poster for the latest installment in the Frogger franchise. You're such a dad. Buddy, Frogger's not really a big thing anymore. And they're missing out. There is no video game character as cool as Frogger. Heck, he eats fly for breakfast. Okay. And trying to cross a busy road without losing his froggy life? Woo! Talk about riveting. Like, you're such a dad that it's too much to handle sometimes. Anyway, everyone's raving about the new Frogger. Best one yet. Amazing graphics. At least 16 graphics.
Do you even know what you're saying right now?
And, oh yay, it's on sale for about, I don't know, as much as a hot dog is worth. Patton, that's how much you get when you return a game. You have just enough money to buy it, but as you walk up to the door, you're stopped by a homeless, down-on-his-luck actor, and
Who is it?
Whoever you want. Oh, come on, Patton. How is Thomas supposed to feel empathy for this person if he has no one to visualize? Alrighty, it's Leslie Odom Jr. What? Why Leslie? I need backstory for this. What happened? I don't know. He spilled his drink on Stephen Sondheim at a party, and Sondheim said, "Gosh darn it, Leslie, you'll never work in this razzle-dazzle town again." He should just move to another town, right? Wow.
This just all of that made me visualize was Sondheim being so mad at Leslie Odom Jr. that Leslie Odom Jr. has to be in one of Sondheim's productions, and I straight up just imagine Leslie Odom Jr. as Sweeney Todd. I mean, that would be kind of cool, but that's just what went through my head. Why? Back to the video.
This hypothetical version of Stephen Sondheim sounds like a real mother crupper. So, Mr. Odom Jr. tells you that he's very hungry, and he points you to a nearby hot dog vendor. It's just a few yards away. By the liquid lipstick of William Shakespeare, a hot dog would cost Thomas his entire Frogger fund. It's all coming together. What do? Pretend you're talking on the phone so he leaves you alone? Tell him, I don't have any money, Leslie. Hightail it the heck out of here. Buy him a hot dog, or do you hightail it the heck out of there?
and I really, really want this Frogger game.
Yeah, you do. You woke up at 6 a.m. dull to go and get it. 6 a.m. dull? Do you mean sharp? No, that's really early for you. So you weren't quite able to get out of bed until like 6:08. Well, regardless, of course, I buy him the hot dog. So you mustered up the will to give him a dinner that he could relish. Only, uh-oh, when he takes the hot dog, he walks away without thanking you. What do you do now? Do you say, "You're welcome," in a way that lets him know you think he was rude? Do you prompt him by saying, "What do you say?" Do you physically take the hot dog back? Or do you go about your day?
I mean, there's an obvious right answer here.
Please don't tell me you're going to wrestle Tony Award-winning actor Leslie Odom Jr. for a hot dog.
What?
Please don't.
No. I'm gonna go about my day.
Ugh, even though he didn't say thank you, he doesn't have to. Just like you didn't have to get him a hot dog. I feel like you kind of do, though. Maybe. You don't need the new Frogger. Well, no one needs a new Frogger. Why do you think Thomas has to give the money, Patton? Well, because that money was going to a luxury item. In that situation, it's so easy. It's all right in front of you. A hungry person comes up to you and says, "I need food." And the food I need is right there. You have the money, and it wasn't going to something you needed. You can disagree, but I feel like it might be kinda wrong to keep the money for yourself.
I mean, that's
Mamma mia! Jesus Christ, superstar, what is that? It's just me.
two things. One, I mean, yeah, getting a luxury item when you could be helping someone else can be seen as selfish in certain cases. I mean, especially when you're face to face with that person. But at the same time, you can't deny yourself all the pleasantries in life just to help people all the time. Because trust me, there are times that you have to be able to treat yourself as well. And also the second thing, I love this little Logan thing here. This is great. Okay, just gonna, yeah, keep going.
Me, Logan. I've taken this form because I didn't want to be too invasive.
You very much did not succeed. What you doing, Logan?
Well, determining what feels right or wrong for you isn't really my area of expertise. Seeing how there's not much left at stake at this juncture, and that regret, unfortunately, is a process that can't be expedited, I decided that I need not expend too much energy on this matter. However, I felt that it would behoove all parties involved if I provided relevant information to serve as supporting evidence to any of the arguments that are made during today's discussion.
Neato! So you're making your little factoids optional this time around.
Facts. Factoid is a term coined by Norman Miller to describe false facts invented for magazines in order to manipulate their readers. And yes, I suppose they could be viewed as optional, your two options being informed or ignorant.
Oh, I've got this one, guys.
Even 8-bit Logan's like, are you kidding me?
I'm just kidding. Roman, you shouldn't push people's buttons. Enough joking around, Roman. Go on, Logan. Jesus Christ, superstar.
Thank you, Thomas.
Oh! Guess I won't be wrestling a hot dog away from Logan. Cause he thanked me?
8-bit Logan is a mood!
I'm sorry. Please go ahead, Logan. Oh, holy hero, we gotta read. It would be an estimated annual cost of $20 billion to eliminate homelessness in the United States, according to Mark Johnston, the
I knew that was coming.
More than $20 billion on Christmas decorations and flowers every year, so it would seem that many Americans do have the currency to spare to end homelessness in the United States forever. Whew, okay. I'm not doing that again. I am sorry. That was too fast. Can you, one more time, Roman? Huh. Yeah, I guess everyone doing their small part for those in need could make a difference. And even if I can't change things on my own, something as little as briefly helping a greatly troubled, prodigious actor would still give me more pleasure than playing Frogger.
Okay, well, yeah. Am I gonna have to sit here and read what Logan says?
Like, it's
Please
not like
no.
Kingdom Hearts. Yeah, as long as that's not the main reason you're doing it. What? Oh, well, you shouldn't do a good thing just because it makes you feel good. I think. You literally said the opposite to Deceit when we were back in the courtroom. Yeah, I did. But we all agreed that in that situation, the right thing to do was go to the wedding, which didn't feel good at all. So, yeah, I was wrong. Not to mention, Deceit said that you'd be doing the right thing for a selfish reason if you did it for your own emotional gain. And you agree? Definitely! Maybe? Great. I love that movie. I mean, you know, I think so.
Patton's acting
What do you think?
today.
Oh,
not dark side off, just there seems to be something obviously troubling him. And, you know, I know in almost every episode I'm like, we're going to be introduced to a new dark side. I don't think we necessarily are today, unless it's the jealousy, envy thing that some people have theorized. But it does seem like, you know, there's more to what's troubling Patton right now than just kind of going back on his word. I don't know. Let's see how this plays out.
I think we all know I'm not exactly an expert in the moral medium. No, go ahead, Roman. I'd like to hear from you. Okay. I don't know how much it matters why you do something. What do you mean? Oh, it was nothing. It was stupid. Oh, no, please.
I'm totally
continue.
missed that. I was switching my headphones. Hold on.
I'm sorry, Roman. It was not. Definitely. Maybe. Great. I love that movie.
Sorry, I was switching my
I
headphones.
think so.
I missed
What
that.
do you think? Oh, well, I think we all know I'm not exactly an expert in the moral medium. No, go ahead, Roman. I'd like to hear from you. Okay. I don't know how much it matters why you do something. What do you mean? Oh, it was nothing. It was stupid. No, please continue. Yeah, I'm sorry, Roman. Okay. So, like, say a very handsome prince.
Who's the prince?
I don't know. Leslie Odom Jr. Oh, guess old Sondheim couldn't keep him down. Yeah, that's right. From homeless and royally screwed to castle-dwelling royalty, dude.
Just your typical Tuesday.
Anyway, Leslie offers up a reward.
What's the reward?
Leslie's famous cake.
Phrasing.
What? Leslie's literal cake that he baked. Oh my gosh. He offers it to whomsoever is able to rescue his kingdom from the clutches of the skewed-bellied tyrant
seeing the
who is
background there.
currently
That was great.
occupying said kingdom. Even if someone rescued the kingdom for the reward, I don't know. I just feel like it doesn't make much of a difference. So long
God,
as
is he dressed like Princess
all of the
Peach?
denizens are liberated? Huh,
Leslie Odom
that-
Jr. dressed as Princess
that is
Peach.
something that, I don't know if it's right.
You don't know if it's a good thing that everyone was saved?
Wow, Patton, way to be a, side with valid doubts about a complex moral issue. Of course, I
Aw,
think
try
it's
not to
good
insult
that the
him.
kingdom is safe. That's great. The most important thing. But, you know, the people in this kingdom are suffering at the slimy hands of this reptilian rapscallion. I was just blanking on the word guy, but, you know, sure. People are being hurt by this reptilian with scallions. No, and this person doesn't care about them? They just want to earn some reward? That doesn't sound like a very good person to me.
Yeah, probably not.
The reasons for your actions
Fair enough,
are
but
as
I wouldn't even
important
argue
as
for
the
that
actions
much.
themselves.
Saving people for a reward is totally different from helping someone out just because it feels nice to help. Like, if the person in Roman's scenario saved the kingdom just because it made them feel good, then no one would argue that they aren't a good person. Well,
Logan,
I mean,
buddy.
maybe not. Am I not allowed to feel good if I do something good? Well, of course you are. That's just not why you do it. At least, I don't think so. But I mean, your morality, you're the guy who makes that call, so why do we do it? Well, you don't do it because it makes you feel good. You do it because it's the right thing to do. Okay. How do we know it's the right thing to do? You just know. Okay, that's not exactly the kind of answer I was hoping for.
Morality
but, well,
doesn't
it's
have the
kinda
payoff that,
just
you know, being selfish
in
does
all of
sometimes.
us, you know? Why is killing and stealing illegal everywhere? Why do we all agree that that's not okay to do? I think it all comes back to empathy. Humans understand each other. We know what feels good and what causes pain. If a whole kingdom is in danger, well, everyone kind of knows that the right thing to do, if you can save a large group of innocent people, is save them. Well, okay. what about, let me ask you this. What if you can only save the large group of people by hurting another innocent person? That causes pain, but you said the right thing to do is to save the group?
Oh, you have to choose one of those.
Can't hurt an innocent person.
Oh gosh, Patton is gonna have an error. Oh dear God.
Constructive criticism, you know, maybe not depict scenarios where
I
my
knew it was
friends
one
die.
of those.
Okay, I'm really
Logan's
not
backing
trying
me
to
up. I
argue
knew it
with
was
you,
that study.
But you said everyone knows that it's right to save innocent people when you can. Is that not always true? Well, not when it's like that. It's never okay to hurt an innocent person. So that rule trumps the other rule. Roman! You know we don't like to use the T word in this house. Oh, sorry. So the rule about not hurting people overrules the rule about saving people. Yeah, that makes sense, right? Right? But what about the people that got hurt? That was a terrible tragedy that you couldn't do anything about. But you could have done something. You could have redirected the train. But that something wasn't an okay thing to do. Okay, so it's not about the end result then. It's about the how. Like how you do whatever you do. Right. The how.
I'm with Thomas.
And the why. You don't let the train hit the group of people because you think they deserve to get hit more than the one person.
Oh my gosh.
Patton, my blinds!
I am so sorry.
Did you break my blinds?
I popped up too close there.
Oh! Thanks, Roman. You really cut the tension there. You okay? Oh yeah, I'm great.
You sure?
No, I'm good. Figment of your imagination, so. Okay. So, about the whole why thing. What is a good why when it comes to why I should do good? I know you said earlier you do it because it's right. So, I guess what I'm asking is, what do I do it for? What's the outcome? What motivates me? I mean, I don't have all the answers, but I would say putting more good into the world. I wish that was a more satisfying answer, but it just...
Sometimes doing the right thing is not fulfilling to the person who does it. It's just how it is.
You know, I'm not doing a really great job explaining this philosophy. Logan, what would a real philosopher think about what I'm saying here?
Well, Friedrich Nietzsche really wouldn't have been thrilled with anything you've had to say. Primarily because pity seems to be at the center of your idea of putting good into the world.
That's not what
Nietzsche famously rejected the notion that pity was a virtue. He once claimed that pity runs counter to the instincts that preserve and enhance the value of life. So Thomas is...
Well, you can't exactly learn how to care about others'
Logan!
look, can
Logan's
you?
just getting completely, like...
It's
pushed
okay,
aside.
Patton. I mean, I don't really agree with the mustache meister either. He does have a super duper unique mustache. What he calls pity, I call empathy, and
Roman's
empathy
really
is good.
trying not to be insulting.
But I really don't understand what I need to change so that I can meet your standard of having the right motivation. I think I understand. Your desires are getting in the way. The problem is, in all honesty, that you want to spend your money on that new Frogger game more than you want, or even think, to give your money to the homeless. And that you wanted to go to that callback more than you wanted to support your friends. The blame falls to me if you're missing that do-gooder drive. I think it's because I'm in the driver's seat, and I'm an awful driver.
No, Roman.
Perhaps I should let Patton take the wheel. Roman, I only mean well when I say that that is the stupidest thing you have ever said. You're just blowing smoke. Really, Roman? It's the opposite. I need you on my team more than anyone. If we're talking about a drive or Thomas's will, then there's honestly
Definitely
no side more helpful than you. I mean,
good to drive everything forward.
I guess. But I get why Roman's confused. Patton, I don't know what form the drive you're talking about would take. Everything I do is motivated by some sort of feeling. I eat because I feel hungry. I drink because I feel thirsty. I don't know what feeling would motivate me to go out and do good if not some sense of self-satisfaction. The only thing I'm feeling right now is guilt over the things that do motivate me. Which kind of makes me not want to do anything.
Whoa,
gosh, I'm sorry about whatever I said to make you feel that way. Doing nothing is even worse. What? Never mind. I'm sorry.
Worse than what?
I don't know if I should say. You might as well. I'm kind of scared too. Look, Patton, I already feel bad, so I'd rather not feel bad and confused. Doing nothing is worse than doing a good thing for the wrong reasons. Like, we talked about how you have to, I think it's good to give your money to a good cause if you were planning to spend it on something you don't need. And I feel like the same principle kind of goes for spending time? Maybe? Time spent serving up knuckle sandwiches to bad guys in a video game could maybe be better spent serving up soup and sandwiches to the hungry in a local shelter.
I have a difference of opinion on this one, Patton.
Thank you, Logan.
I'm sure we're all familiar with the somewhat tired metaphor for self-care. You must put on your own oxygen mask before helping your fellow passenger. An analogy that warns against the practice of helping others with their personal issues when you yourself are in need of help.
That's what I just said.
It's ironic that that illustration is so overused at this point because it has almost become as easy to tune out that advice as it is to tune out the actual safety instructions on a flight. Easy and very dangerous. In the event that a plane cabin becomes depressurized, you do not have long to secure your oxygen mask before you risk your oxygen saturation levels dropping too much, leading to hypoxia, which is just insufficient oxygen for life functions. Hypoxia's symptoms can include an inability to communicate, confusion, unconsciousness, and possible death.
3 out of 4 of those are normal for me. Do I have hypoxia right now?
Having heard a piece of information before does not give you license to ignore it in the future, especially when the consequences of forgetting are so perilous.
Logan, I completely agree with you. But I really don't see how that relates to what we're talking about. Yeah, Logan, like you said earlier, this isn't really your area of expertise. Patton never said Thomas couldn't help himself, especially in a situation as dire as putting on his oxygen mask in a ground-bound plane. Of course I wouldn't say that. I've agreed in the past.
I think what Logan's trying to get at is what I said earlier about you can't just always help other people. There are times where you have to get that luxury item for yourself. You have to care for yourself. Yeah, it's good and it's right to do good for other people frequently, but at the same time, you can't let that be your life. You have to live your own life. Your life cannot be just helping other people, and trust me, I know this from experience. If you just try to help others all the time, you will lead yourself down a dark path. You have to take care of yourself.
That Thomas should take the time to make sure he's doing okay and to temporarily put himself first if he needs to.
And just like all of the moral dilemmas we've been discussing, it can seem easy to confidently state what you would do in a difficult situation without legitimately knowing how you would behave when your instincts take over. In theory, you believe Thomas can and should take some time to care for himself, but every point you've made in today's discussion has contradicted that sentiment.
What? How? I don't think video games versus community service is a threat to Thomas taking care of himself.
Nearly every answer Patton has given to the moral questions throughout this discussion has suggested that a moral life is a life without spending surplus capital and time on leisure activities. Dr. Robert A. Stebbins defined leisure as activity engaged in during free time which people want to do and actually do in either a satisfying or a fulfilling way or both. Leisure means experiencing freedom. It's your time and you do what you want with it, which in turn contributes to a feeling of control and improved self-esteem. A lack of control and self-esteem are two factors that you all now understand can worsen Thomas's relationship with intrusive thoughts And they have. Additionally, Doctors Iwasaki, Messina, and Hopper wrote that leisure time promotes a joyful life. And if that isn't enough, pleasurable activities stimulate the production of neurochemicals which can then improve one's physical health. Leisure is something that Thomas needs more of in his life in order to feel like he has a life. And Patton is essentially suggesting that Thomas isn't being as good of a person as he'd like him to be if he doesn't sacrifice his life for others.
Whoa! That is not what I said.
Oh, is it not? Please correct me if I'm wrong.
Oh, what? You're wrong.
So if it was between Thomas's life or another's, you don't think Thomas should give his life up?
Whoa,
Oh, and this other person is an innocent little lamb.
Okay,
Or how about a group of innocents?
I don't...
Logan, you're breaking Patton. Logan.
I would like to know, Patton, what should Thomas do in
Roman,
that kind of
you're not helping. You're
situation?
breaking Patton.
I don't know. Maybe. It's okay. Please calm down.
We do all think of people who lay down their lives for others as the greatest heroes, so I don't
What
know.
is happening?
No. Earlier you suggested that all people naturally understand right and wrong. So, should Thomas die so that others may live?
Yes, I mean, maybe, or maybe not. What do I know? What do you think, Thomas?
Can somebody come in here and calm him down, please?
Or Leslie?
By the slow wit of Heracles, Patton, leave Leslie out of this one.
But how is Thomas supposed to feel empathy for this person if he has no one to visualize?
Is there no
Somebody
one
come in and calm him down, please. What the hell is happening?
You're right, Roman. Thomas's life, or Lee and Mary Lee's. What do you say, Thomas? I don't know the right answer here. It's up to you.
Oh, shoot.
This isn't working. This entire conversation has become so muddled due to a constant misleading misuse of conscientious language. You'll need a sharp side to cut through all this bull.
Oh my god, what?
A sort of subterfuge specialist. The Lord of the Lies. I'm happy to oblige.
Whoop, whoop! Reptilian Rapscallion! Reptilian Rapscallion! We've got a code yellow!
Deceit.
What have you done with Logan?
Nothing at all, and I resent the question. Hold on! What are you talking about, Deceit? Who's misleading who?
Is even Logan the whole
Who's
time?
misleading you?
Hold on. Time out. Hold up. First of all, Deceit, if he was standing in his Logan this whole time, then that means he's getting better at his impersonations of the others, which is mildly terrifying. Or he just popped up as Logan in this most recent pop-up. I don't know. But this is also the second time that he stood in as Logan. Just putting that out there. Either way. Next. Deceit has a valid argument here. He's actually kinda right. Okay, I'm just gonna go back just a little bit, and, see what Deceit has to say.
Scallion! Reptilian Rapscallion! We've got a code yellow!
Deceit.
What have you done with Logan?
Nothing at all, and I resent the question. Hold on! What are you talking about, Deceit? Who's misleading who? Patton's misleading you.
Frogwash. I may be amphibian, but I can't say that I am fibbing.
That's richer than Jeff Bezos coming from the self-proclaimed Lord of the Lies.
Do keep it up with the wordplay. It never gets old. He didn't mislead you on purpose, Thomas. I don't think the little guy or the big frog is capable of that sort
my
of
God,
thing.
he's
He
actually
may
right.
have
What
just
the
threatened
heck?
the life of Broadway's original Aaron Burr himself, but you leave our rosy-cheeked riveter alone.
Patton, I'm loving this new direction that you're going with your rhetoric, sprinkling in a few maybes, who knowses, or what do you think? Why are you doing that?
Because I found out that I was being too tough on Thomas and it was driving him hopping mad. So, I tried to share my thoughts in a softer way.
Right, because making Thomas feel inadequate for not dying in someone else's stead isn't tough at all. Here's the thing, Patton.
I'm
Pushy
just, oh
is
my
pushy.
gosh.
That faux flexible...
It's so weird seeing Deceit in a positive light, but I so agree with him right now. Holy, okay, continue.
Rhetoric that you're using to soften your approach doesn't change your intentions. It just disguises them. That was just a hypothetical.
Why do I have a feeling...
Actually suggest...
I'm sorry I keep pausing. I have a feeling this isn't Deceit. I have a feeling Logan has taken Deceit's form instead of the other way around. It's a hunch. It's just a hunch.
That Thomas
Or
should pursue
someone has.
martyrdom. Right, I don't want Thomas to croak. That's my job.
We're talking about what ifs, worst case scenario kind of stuff.
What I am saying is Thomas has a really good life that other people don't. You're over there talking about putting on your oxygen mask before helping another passenger, but we're not in a crashing plane. If the situation was that serious, then sure, he can focus entirely on himself. But does he deserve it? I don't know. Man, I don't know if I can believe whatever you tell me. Treating yourself...
You hit Thomas? What?
You can take too far.
You can take anything too far, Patton. You've taken things too far. The plane is going down. You need to give Thomas
Oh, I'm watching an episode of
some
Sherlock.
room to breathe.
That mental health
I
meter
really
just
don't know what I'm talking about.
Okay.
I can't not know. Patton, what are you saying? We can still beat him. We've beaten him before. Ow! Sorry, I have not looked in this direction the whole time. Don't give up now. No. He's right. I'm bringing this plane down. What? How? He's the actual snake on the plane. And I, for one, am tired of this morality-fighting snake on this metaphorical plane.
You know, I'm actually glad you brought up the oxygen mask illustration again, Patton.
And that means you're not glad, right?
Of course not. He's just trying to build up a false confidence in you so that you can plummet to even greater depths. That does sound like a very funny, wholesome prank, but no, I mean it. The idea is that you need not reach for your oxygen mask unless the plane is crashing. But when you apply that logic to real life, the analogy falls apart. A plane going down is an emergency. But self-care shouldn't be put off until you experience a mental health crisis. Mental health management...
Why am I agreeing with Deceit so much this episode? Oh my lord. I need a moment to, like, not keep reeling from shock. Like... Oh my god, Deceit is so right. I never thought I'd say that sentence. But he's so right. Just, good God. He's preaching what I needed to hear like 4 years ago. Ah! Okay, I'm sorry. Keep going.
Is a little more like training to be a lifeguard. You have to spend time practicing and preparing and building up your strengths so that when you're inevitably faced with an emergency, you're better equipped to handle it.
Wait, but you just used a job that's all about helping others as a metaphor for me putting myself first.
Yeah, Joy! I realized that before you brought it up, just as I'm sure you realize a metaphor someone makes up on the spot isn't going to be perfect. How about this? So, in some games, you have to use your turn to give yourself a power boost or to heal yourself. And even though that move only benefits you in that instant, it ultimately makes you a more helpful party member. Oh, shit. Not that any of you care, but I am unharmed, and I don't want to talk about it. I'm just here to deliver one last fact, then I will do you all a favor and spare you my company.
Oh, Logan,
Peter Singer is an Australian philosopher and activist
Logan's
who
like, I'm done
champions
with
the
this.
movement known as effective altruism. The primary feature that differentiates effective altruism from other moral philosophies is its practicality. It employs the heart and the mind so that effective altruism can earn its namesake and actually Be effective. The aim is to help as many people as possible while maintaining a perfectly adequate standard of living. So, a poor, sick person giving 5 of their last 15 cents to an aid organization, while incredibly altruistic, is not effective altruism because that money won't go very far, and the act would only harm that person's already unacceptable standard of living. Fellow effective altruist William McCaskill recommends that people who can, and are inclined to, should go into fields like banking or finance, because more money earned means more money to give.
Right, like I said, I need to give myself a buff so that I can better help others.
And you need to maintain an adequate standard of living. You can't forget that part. If the variety of generosity that you subscribe to leaves you feeling depressed or like your life isn't your own, then you need to reevaluate things.
What do you know? If it came down to video games or volunteering at a local shelter, it actually might be okay to prioritize gaming sometimes, if video games are an essential ingredient in your recipe for self-care. Emphasis on the sometimes, though, right? We should still try to help those in need. Whatever, Sheriff, that's your thing. I mean, totally, yes, of course.
He's actually trying.
But mental health should be regarded with the same life or death attitude as physical health.
Thank
You've
you!
been taught to feel guilty for taking care of yourself.
Deceit. Never thought I would say this, but you're encroaching on Virgil territory with me. You are legitimately getting that close to being one of my favorite characters. Buddy, you are encroaching on Virgil territory with me. Oh, okay.
But you were also taught that Christopher Columbus was a pretty cool guy. A lot of your education was, of course, shit, forgive the pun. So what, we're supposed to do a complete 360 and head right back in a selfish city? You mean a 180. Don't you talk to me about math. You're not Fogan anymore. That's Faux Logan. If you're too slogan, you're right. So why don't we move on to something we're both familiar with, Roman? Mistakes. I was actually very impressed with you. You made such a noble sacrifice. Don't try to flatter me, Snake. I don't need to flatter you now, Roman. I mean this. You, in particular, made a significant sacrifice when you sentenced Thomas to attend the wedding instead of the callback. That was a costly choice. Thomas lost a huge opportunity and a good amount of mental health points in the name of being there for his friends. He didn't get anything out of it other than a new high score in Word Crush. That's the closest to an act of true selflessness that I believe is possible. And look, it served no one. Lee and Mary Lee seem to have appreciated Thomas showing face as much as they would have appreciated any other guest's attendance. So if they gained nothing and we lost something, then it was a net loss. So maybe
He has a point.
selflessness isn't always the answer. Okay, well, that's over and done with, so what now? You need to unlearn that selfish is a dirty word. And for your sake, you need to
It's a very
start
hard lesson to
practicing
learn.
a little more selfishness. In moderation. As all things should be. Well, almost all things. What do you mean by almost all things? You're right. We wouldn't want to plant too many trees. Just think of all the CO2 that might be absorbed. Huh? You got me there. Well, when is it enough? Trees? No, selfishness! How long must we act
Roman's
selfishly
really
until
struggling with
Thomas
this.
is ready to start putting more good into the world? A good question for another time. But I'm sure you'd have us believe that that time will never come. And even if it does, what's to stop you from...
Roman's the villain in this one. God. Deceit's honestly trying and Roman's not giving him a chance. Oof, okay. I'm like having to gather my bearings to keep watching this video. Alright, keep going.
from telling us that we've done enough good for others, when maybe we could do more. Oh, Thomas dropped a dime in the St. Jude charity box. What a good boy you are, Thomas. Nay, I say! We are ethically compromised if we give the Bananaconda a seat at the table. I don't know that we are. We can't trust him. He's asking us to go back on things we've known for years. Rights and wrongs. Shoulds and shouldn'ts. How can we
God,
trust
I know
him?
how Roman feels right now.
I don't have a simple answer to that question.
But here's a start. My name. My name is Janice.
Oh my god, hold that! Hold up! Okay, longtime viewers of my channel will know that my Deceit's name is Janine, based on the Greek god of crossroads, Janus. I got that! I can prove it. Time out. I'm proving this right here, right now, because this exists. And I'm doing this on camera so that you guys can see. So that you guys can see that I'm not drawing this and doing a jump cut. Hold up. Where is it? I've got to prove this. Holy, what? How did this happen? Come up, come up, come up. It's on the screen. Boom! Called it! Called it! You did not know how excited I am. Called that. I called that. Okay, back to the video. I am so sorry. Okay, gonna go back. Janice. Yes! Sorry.
My name is Janice. Janice?
Look you, Roman.
What are you, a middle school librarian? It's a stupid name. Oh, Roman, thank God you don't have a mustache. Otherwise, between you and Remus, I would know who the evil twin is.
Oh my god.
Are you guys seriously going to take his side? No,
Oh my god, I never thought I don't know what to do right now. Like, I support Roman, obviously, because he's like one of the OG sides, but at the same time, he's wrong. I just... Okay. But I completely get what Deceit is saying, and that... help me.
I would know who the evil twin is.
Roman, bud.
Are you guys seriously going to take his side? No, over me? Thomas. I thought I was your hero. You are.
What's happening?
Wow. I can't believe this. Did you forget that he's evil? You're not. Or you're not supposed to be. You're supposed to be good. You can't. Roman, everything's gonna be okay, kiddo. We love you. Right.
Oh, Roman, buddy! Please don't duck out. Please don't duck out. Please don't duck out. Please don't duck out. Please don't duck out.
Janice, do you think there's a limit on how many times someone can say sorry before you have to admit that they're just bad for you? Oh, definitely not. I'd love for someone to ruin Thomas's entire life one apology at a time. Okay. The reality is that it depends. On what? Where to start? How many things have they had to apologize for? How frequently do they have to apologize for things? How terrible were the things that they did? One of the biggest factors, in my very humble opinion, is whether or not they seem to be making an honest effort to do better, even if that effort is counterproductive. That does sound very annoying. Again, it depends.
You come back to the intentions.
I guess I know who I need to apologize to. I'm so sorry, Leslie.
Oh my god!
It's okay. Just hope today we all learned.
Thank you, Leslie. Yes, Leslie Odom Jr., everyone. Thank you. Yes, thank you.
I wasn't expecting that! I'm sorry. I was not expecting the real Leslie Odom Jr. to show up. What the heck? Okay. I don't know what to say.
That does sound very annoying.
Okay, whew.
Again, It depends. I guess I know who I need to apologize to. I'm so sorry, Leslie.
It's okay. Just hope today we all learned not to...
Thank you, Leslie. Yes, Leslie Odom Jr., everyone. Thank you. Yes, thank you. This is Sandra Sides, not Odom Sides. I'm not threatened at all. And Thomas, yes? I think I finally understand what my problem has been. Oh, yeah? Time. When you were younger, pointing you in the right direction was...
It's hard to tell right there, but the music underneath is a mixture of Patton's theme and Deceit's. I just thought I'd point that out, because I'm a huge film score buff, and so that's actually really cool.
Besides, I'm not threatened at all. And Thomas, yes? I think I finally understand what my problem has been. Oh, yeah? Time. When you were younger,
but
pointing you in the right direction was a little easier. Those examples I gave earlier, don't kill, don't steal, they're not really difficult conclusions to come to. Even those can get kind of complicated. I don't want to think about that. But maybe that proves my point. A more mature person comes with more mature moral questions. Like I told you before, sometimes I don't know the way. But when I told you that, you were so scared. I couldn't bear it. So I said to myself, all right, Patton, Thomas needs you. You're responsible for his morality. You can never not have an answer for him. And then I promised you I'd keep fighting. Unfortunately, I learned the hard way that giving too simple of answers to complicated questions can do more harm than good. Mm-hmm. So, I'm sorry. Again. It's okay, Patton. I know you'll do anything you can to make things right. Thanks for trusting me still, kiddo. I'm gonna go check on Roman. Before you go, I think I understand now what it means, Deceit being here as a part of me. Oh, yeah? Oh, yeah, that's cool. Talk about me like I'm not here. Yeah, and it's not that I'm an evil liar or even a fractionally fiendish fibber. Everyone has a capacity for deceit, including me. And all that means is I'm not perfect. Just like anyone else. And those imperfections don't make you any less worthy of love. Janice, I'll take care of him.
Deceit.
So, I suppose now we begin compiling a list of people we need to nudge down a flight of stairs until they hold another round of callbacks. Oh my gosh, no! Relax, I'm kidding. Of course I'm kidding.
Me.
Baby steps. No! No baby steps! No steps! And no throwing people down them! No violence! You're right, of course. There are much less barbaric, much more fun forms of sabotage. Don't make me regret trusting you. I don't want to be stuck with an evil snake boy. You're not stuck with an evil snake boy. You're just stuck with a snake boy. Oh, brother. But seriously, using a mobile game to hide from your sadness and regret at the wedding doesn't count as leisure time. Take some time for yourself.
Preach.
You're right. Oh, I'm sorry. What was that? I couldn't hear you. You're right. Yes! It feels so good! So good! Oh. And I know how much you love these constant dilemmas, so please, keep overthinking everything. Yeah, I
really
do need to work on that. While there is likely more that you can do to put good into the world, you shouldn't beat yourself up over what you can't do, or what you haven't done before. It doesn't help anyone, so don't overthink it. Just try. All you have to do is try your best to be helpful and to do your part, whatever that is.
with the understanding that you can never get doing good down to a science. It's gonna look different for everyone. And don't be afraid to give to yourself either. If someone else ever did as much for you as you've probably done for yourself, you would owe them everything. Treat yourself the way you would treat someone who has endlessly labored to give you a better life, or who has always helped you to remain on your feet through the toughest, most emotionally challenging periods of your life. Try to find your balance between doing good for others and doing good for yourself, because finding a universally correct balance between the two is impossible. And sometimes painful. So just trust yourself. Until next time, take it easy, guys, gals, and non-binary pals. Peace out. Hey, guys.
Sorry, bud.
I forgot, you don't like door yelling.
Nah, no worries. It wasn't so much the yelling as it was people
Mood.
at my door.
Oh my gosh, I love you.
Yeah, can you actually marry both of us now?
Yes, please. I really want to spend the last 2 pennies in my bank account on a second wedding.
I'm sorry, guys. I can't be tamed. And it looks like you're gonna have to terrify some other more docile bachelor.
Damn.
Almost had him.
I know. You didn't tell me you guys were coming over. What's up?
Well, we just felt kind of bad because you made it all the way out to our wedding and we barely got to hang out with you.
Oh, what? I barely even noticed.
Really? Because you were sitting alone at the reception.
I was just trying to take it all in. You know, a lot of mental snapshots. I'm trying to go less digital this year.
But you're on your phone.
I was also taking literal snapshots with my phone. I mean, phones are barely digital at this point, right?
Totally.
Well, regardless, we thought we'd try to win back your friendship by bribing you with some treats.
What? You guys didn't have to do that.
Mimosas and pastry.
Brunch Tuesdays.
Brunch Tuesday.
Little throwback.
Oh my goodness gracious, it looks like we're gonna make a the mosta this afternoon with some mimosas.
So this is like what you do for a living? Comedy?
Yeah, I'm a hack.
Well, are you busy? We could just leave these with you.
Oh no, I was just playing Kingdom Hearts, a game that really centers around the concept of friendship.
Really hammering this
Would
moral
you care to
home.
join me?
Why would you even ask us that?
What about us showing up at your door with a bunch of brunch and some booze juice makes you think that we enjoy your company?
Cool, come in. We can also do something else if you don't want to play video games. Well, seems like things worked out after all. Guess I was wrong about everything. You and I both know that's not true.
I think Odom sides would be cool. Watch Odom sides.
I'd watch
You
it.
can do. What is up, everybody?
Didn't know I needed this in my life.
Okay, okay.
Okay, well, alright. There is so much to take in this episode. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and full screen me. Oh boy. There is a lot to take in. I'm just gonna take my headphones off because my ears hurt in this episode. First of all, let's go with the most obvious thing. We got Deceit's name, which is Janice. I know I spazzed out about that, but I really did call that. So that's really cool. We also kind of see the moral breakdown with Patton, and just, I really loved the message about mental health, because I know that I have been in that exact situation where I thought the only way that I could have a fulfilling life was to put others before myself every time, and that is not how that works. And it's very, very hard to deal with that and to find that balance. Now, I'm going to get into something that everyone's probably expecting out of me, but I have purposefully tamed back saying this as much as I would like to in this video. The only side who didn't show up at all was Virgil. Well, Remus too, but of the OG sides, the only one who didn't show up was Virgil. I'm surprisingly okay with that, despite the fact that I do believe his insight could have been useful in this episode. Partially in calming Patton down, partially in just the way he could have, you know, given a little bit of a mental health spiel himself. However, I do think that there would have been a major conflict of interests between Virgil and Deceit, and I feel like it would have been too much of a powerhouse duo to have Roman and Virgil on the same team against Deceit when Deceit was right. Equally, I think that this has something to do with the fact that, well, the last time we saw Virgil, not counting the asides in the main Sanderside series, he revealed that he used to be a dark side, and I think he might be staying away for that reason. I don't know if I've said that in a video or not. Hey guys, editor Xephina here again, and I forgot to say here that it also could have been very, very damaging to Virgil, both in his resolve of being a light side and handling Deceit in the dark sides, to hear Roman saying he's evil. Knowing that Roman's basing that very heavily on, you know, Deceit being a dark side, and Virgil obviously being a former dark side, I feel like that could have been very, very damaging to Virgil's character, so it was probably best that he wasn't in this video, and I forgot to say that. So, sorry about that. Take it away, past Xephina. But that was a prediction I had, that he wouldn't be in this video for that reason. So again, I'm okay with it, especially considering it's going with my theories. But that being said, this was a really, really good episode, and there is so much to take in here that I'm probably going to have to go back and watch the video a couple of times before I pick up absolutely everything that was in it. I definitely loved the mental health message that was preached in this one, because like I said, I've been through some stuff myself, and you've got to take time for yourself. It's true. It's good to be a good person. It's good to go out of your way to help people, but you've got to take time for yourself. And so, this was absolutely a brilliant addition to the Sanderside series. I've been waiting for this video forever, and I was not disappointed. So this is definitely one that I will go back and watch more than once. That being said, I've kept you guys here long enough, and I will let you go on to the rest of your days at this point, and talk to you later. Keep thinking about yourselves as well. Xephina, out.
You're a monster.